YouTube, Beast doing back here with another video, and in this video I'll be doing a Crucible worthy review over the Nirwin's Mercy Iron Banner Pulse Rifle. This is more of a higher impact, lower rate of fire pulse rifle. It's pretty good. This one I've got is not actually one that he sold a couple of weeks ago, which was good. This is actually a this was actually one I earned in this Iron Banner right now. Random drop. Pretty good for randomly dropping. The sights weren't that good. The perks were, I mean, they were decent. At least I got hand-laid stock, which is the perk that maxes out the stability. That was good. So I'm going to be reviewing whether it is good in Crucible, if you've not seen it Crucible worthy, and go over the positives and negatives over this weapon. So first, let's start with the positives. Positives, it's amazing. With hand-laid stock, which most people have, if you have the Nirwin's Mercy, 99% of people have the hand-laid stock perk on it. I just happen to get it in a drop. It pretty much maxes out the stability, and that's why pretty much everyone loves this weapon, is it's so stable. It pretty much shoots like a laser with good damage, just streaming it out, really accurate. So that is one of the positives. Now in this review, I'm going to be kind of going over the one I got, but also kind of just the base of the weapon, how good the weapon is. Just take that into consideration. But also, it has pretty low range because of the hand-laid stock perk. Most people are going to be using hand-laid stock, so it's going to decrease the range. So it's going to have not the best range for this type of pulse rifle. Usually in these type of pulse rifles with higher impact, you're going to see more range on it. With long distance, you're not going to want to be as close. But not the best range, but you're not going to be getting into very many long-range gunfights. You're not really going to be in those that often. And if you do, I mean, you can run a sniper. I mean, shotgun still. It's easier to pick the long-range gunfights, harder to pick the short ones. So it's okay that it doesn't really have crazy range. The range isn't that bad. But after a while, it drops off a little bit. It literally drops off from 30 precision damage to 29 precision damage. So, I mean, the difference is not that crucial. The next positive is it has a pretty good crit damage. 30 crit damage is not too bad. This whole Nirwin's Mercy really just reminds me of the Spare Change .25. I did a Crucible worthy review on that. I'll link it in the description if you want to see it. But it totally reminds you of that. The same kind of class of the kind of higher damage, lower rate of fire. Thing is, with these weapons, if you're accurate, they're amazing. They're probably one of the best weapons in the game. If you can hit your shots, you're going to do so well. And you're going to be doing so well because it has high impact, which means every time you're hitting these shots, you're putting in a ton of damage to your enemy, and it's just going to drop them super quick. And especially with the super high stability this weapon has, even at normal, like without the hand-laid stock, the stability is still pretty decent. But with hand-laid stock, it's just totally different. It's totally recommended that you use it. You don't really need that much range on this weapon. You don't want to be getting into very many long gunfights. And if you weren't getting into a lot of like long range gunfights, it's going to be hard to aim without that higher stability. So I think the stability perk is way worth it because it also helps you out in the shorter range gunfights as well. So now let's get into some of the negatives of this weapon. And so what's kind of a negative is the fire rate. That's kind of obvious with the low rate of fire, high impact. I mean, it just comes with the weapon. You can't make it OP. But, I mean, it's not that bad. It has to come with the weapon balancing. So if it didn't, it'd be OP. But next is the one really bad part about this weapon is its range. The range is pretty low. If it did have more range, you'd be able to have super high stability at those long ranges. You would never need to use a sniper. You'd be getting constant precision damage at those long ranges, especially if you had to get sight. I didn't really get to get sight with mine. The sights weren't that bad, but I mean, they could have been better. The one that Lord Saladin sold a couple weeks ago with Outlaw on it, I feel like that was a much better Nirwin's Mercy, but I did not actually get that weapon, so that's unfortunate. But this one I did get out of a rank 5 Iron Banner package, and it came with 320 attack, which I did not have any 320 attack primaries, so I am not complaining at all. But the last kind of negative is that it's got a pretty slow reload speed. I mean, you can't really see it by the stats, but if you did get the one Lord Saladin sold with Outlaw, it's going to help with that reload speed because you're going to be having high stability. I mean, you're going to be hitting the precision shots, and when you are, you're going to be getting kills, and you're going to be able to reload faster. So if you're getting precision kits, you're going to be able to spray down more enemies because you're going to be able to reload faster. So that outlaw perk that came a couple weeks ago is actually very, very, very good. And the last thing is the magazine size. It's not a positive or a negative. It's not a bad magazine size. So it's actually pretty decent. So the reloading isn't that bad because you can keep pumping out those bullets. It's not that bad. I mean, reloading isn't that big of a problem. It's kind of lowered because you're not going to be able to get like that long of gunfights where you're going to be keep pumping out those bullets, or you're going to need to reload in the middle of a gunfight after killing that many people. So usually you're either going to have time to reload by then, or you're already dead because that's kind of a long gunfight to be popping out that much and has to still keep going. But I mean, if you're getting into really long range gunfights where you're both missing shots and stuff, I mean, that could occur, but I mean, that's something where if you're long range, you can hide behind cover and reload. So, I mean, the problem is not that big. So, final thoughts about the Nirwin's Mercy. Low rate of fire, high impact, great steaming damage, amazing stability. You could not really ask for more in a high impact kind of pulse rifle. High stability, so you're putting in tons of damage, and it makes it so easy with the high stability, and that's what makes this gun so good. Easy damage, just drilling it out, and fire rate isn't that bad. So, final thoughts about the Nirwin's Mercy. Crucible worthy. I mean, if you got a different role on your Nirwin's Mercy, if you got another one from like your rank 5 package or something, and it was not, this might be a different story, but most people have it with hand-laid stock. I happen to just get it by random, but with the high stability and some of my perks that I got, danger close, third eye. Third eye's good, danger close, not really, especially with high impact. It's hard to aim close with this, so it's not really that good. And if there's 3 people around you, I mean it. So final thoughts is, if you get the one with hand-laid stock, that's all you really need, hand-laid stock. If that's on there, I'm giving this Nirwin's Mercy a definite Crucible worthy. It is amazing. It can hit those longer range shots. Range is not that good, so you're going to be doing a little less damage, but I'm not really sure if the damage is that noticeable, because if the damage is that much lower, you can pop one more bullet into them and they'll be dead. So, I mean, with the high stability, it makes it so easy to hit those shots. So, if you are in those gunfights, it's not going to be that hard to hit those shots. So, Nirwin's Mercy, definitely Crucible worthy gun. It is probably one of the best in Crucible right now, especially if you got the one Lord Saladin sold. Most people have this weapon. So, yeah. I actually missed out on that, but still got a pretty good roll. So, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up and a subscribe, and comment which weapon you'd like to see me cover next. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed and watched my videos. I've had some really good views on some of my past videos, and it's really awesome to see everyone who has actually come across my videos and watched them. It's very cool. Thanks for everyone who has actually subscribed and is still here now. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been B. Stillman, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.